What's up, family? Man, we're back with another one. Man, this is gonna be rough. You know what I mean? This is gonna be rough. Um, Years ago, I lived in California and the power was out. And I got up and I was running behind. And I knew I was running late. And I jumped up in the dark and tried to get dressed. And man, I'm in the bathroom. And I don't even know why I was in the bathroom. You know, standing in front of the sink in the mirror. And I'm buttoning up my shirt and just getting ready, right? And I thought I looked all right. I thought I looked presentable. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. And the light came on. And I was looking in the mirror and all I could do was start laughing. Because in the dark, I felt like I was okay. In the dark, I felt like I was presentable. And then the light came on. And it showed me how crusty I looked. And what do I mean? Man, I slept so good, so sound. I had like the dried up tear stuff coming back down the side right here. Man, I had slobber going all the way back down my face, dried up, crusty slobber going all the way back down here. But I was gone to the world. Stay with me. I couldn't feel the crust and stuff up here. I couldn't feel the dried up slobber spit coming down my cheek. And in the dark, man, I thought my clothes were okay. I thought I was okay. And the truth be told, when the light came on, I realized that my buttons weren't in alignment. My shirt was all crooked and all jacked up. I put the wrong buttons in the wrong hole. But I thought I was okay in the dark. And all I could do when the light came on was start laughing. And God showed me something in that. And God showed me, Elijah, so many of you are running around in the dark and you think you all that. So many of you run around in the darkness of your mind, the darkness of your thoughts, the darkness of religion, the darkness of politics. And you think you all that when the truth is your ass ain't shit right now. When the truth is, your ass look fucked up right now. Oh, we going there today. Hey, we going there. This is going to trigger some of you. This is going to be offensive to some of you. And again, you already know I don't care. Why? Because we got to grow up. I'm not here to be your best friend. I'm not here to be your BFF. I'm not here to be your bestie, your homie, your road dog. I don't give two fucks about any of that bullshit. I'm only concerned about your growth and development. But if you don't want to grow the fuck up, that's on you. I'm just giving information. Do with it what you want. And what God has shown us, Elijah, so many people run around here preaching and teaching and talking all this stuff. They want to be seen as beacons of hope, beacons of light. And they can't handle the light. They want to be beacons of light, and they ain't ready for the light to shine on them. They want to be in the light, but they're not ready for the light. They can't handle the light because the light is going to expose them. The light is going to reveal the truth. And it's easy to play ignorant when you're in the dark. It's easy to hide from the truth when you're playing in the dark. But when the light comes on and it shows you the truth and it shows you how twisted and how fucked up you are, you can't run from that shit. You can't hide from the light. You can play in the mud all you want to in the dark. But when that light come on, it's going to show you how dirty and grimy you are. We're going there today. We're going there. And it is what it is. How can you be a beacon of light if you can't even handle that light? Say it again. And God had shown me, Elijah, how can you as humanity be a beacon of light when you can't handle the same light? Y'all talk about being a light unto the world. Y'all use all these scriptures and quote all this shit about being a light unto the world. And you're not ready for that light. When I send a chosen one, and a chosen one is one that has had that light shined on their life. A chosen one is somebody who, man, I've proven and I've tested and I've validated them. I've shined the light on their darkness. I've shined the light on their ignorance. I've shined the light on their issues. And they've had to deal with their crap. They've had to grow the fuck up. And everywhere I shined the light, yes, they got offended and got hurt. They got angry at first. But they had to humble themselves and acknowledge, okay, man, I got to grow up in this area. Man, I got to deal with this issue. I got to understand this right here. I got to grow through this right here. That's what a real chosen one is. That's what a real light worker is. That's what a real star seed is. That's what a real beacon of light is. But so many of us, we don't want certain people around us because their light exposes our darkness. Their light exposes our incompetence. Their light exposes our twisted way of thinking and our twisted way of living. And then we say that, man, they just make me uncomfortable. Yeah, they make you uncomfortable because their frequency and the light that's coming from them is exposing your bullshit that you've been trying to hide. And you don't want to deal with the bullshit. So it's easier for you just to turn the light off and continue in your darkness. Continue on your twisted path. And that's why they try to attack chosen ones so much, because they can't handle the light. And so if they could dim the light, if they could shut the light off, all's good. That's why they attack chosen ones. That's why they hate the chosen ones. Because the light that emanates from them, the light that shines on their twisted way of living, their twisted concept, their fucking hypocrisy, their bullshit, their unresolved issues, they can't handle that. They don't want to handle that. And so they gang up with other twisted individuals. They group up with other low vibrating frequency individuals and try to attack the light. So here's the trick. And this is what these ignorant people don't understand. You can't expose the light when you're in darkness. Catch that. Darkness cannot expose light. What am I saying? When you're in darkness, you can't turn to the light and tell the light all of its faults and character defects and woo do the woo. It's not bright enough. And if it was such a light, beacon of light and beacon of love, it would shine brighter. You can't, as darkness, you can't turn around and outshine light. In darkness, you can't turn around and shine the light on light. in the hopes of exposing the light. Because there's no light within you. All that you can do in darkness is point your fingers and try to find fault. All you can do in darkness is sit there and try to judge somebody. All you can do in darkness is sit there and look for character defects. You can't shine light on light when you have no light. That's why they try to tear down the chosen ones. That's it right there. As a chosen one, you're not perfect. And when God shines the light on you, he doesn't shine the light on you to destroy you. When God shines the light on you, to expose you to areas where, man, I got to grow up in. Man, I got to resolve this. Man, I got to heal from this. Man, I got to fix this. When God shines the light on you, it's to help you in your growth and development. When these twisted people come at you, it's not to help you. When these twisted people come at you, it's to try to tear you down. You catch that? You see the difference? When chosen ones walk and we just show up and our light is shining, it's not to expose anybody. It's to reveal to them, man, I gotta grow up. I gotta resolve my issues. He didn't attack me. Just his presence makes me feel vulnerable. Just his presence makes me feel uncomfortable. Why? Because I got areas I need to deal with and I don't want to deal with them. And so I try to look all pretty. I try to look all sexy. I try to be all yoked up and whoop-de-whoop and intimidating and threatening. And he's not bothered by my presence. It's me that's bothered by his light. And I don't like that. And so I try anything and everything to avoid his light. I will ghost them because I don't like their light. I will cut them the fuck off because I don't like their light. I won't answer their phone calls. I won't answer their text. I won't do a damn thing with them because their light is fucking me up. And instead of growing up, instead of understanding why their light triggers me so much, and instead of trying to understand why their light offends me so much, it's easy for me to play the victim. It's easy for me to turn around and say they ain't shit, and they trying to act like they all that, and and I remember when they did that, and they used to do that, and I remember they did that, and we got all this bullshit to say about that chosen one, about that beacon of light. And we want to talk about when their light didn't shine so bright. And we want to talk about the things that they're struggling with. And we completely miss and dismiss the fact that, yeah, they may be struggling with something, but their light is still outshining us. Their light is still a motherfucking light. Regardless of how we feel about them, regardless of what we think about them, they're still a beacon of motherfucking light. And if the truth be told, I ain't got no light. My light ain't shining at all. And yet I think I'm all that. everybody's not ready to face the lights. Everybody don't want to face the lights. And chosen ones, you got to just understand that it is what it is and it's going to be what it's going to be. You walking unseen, that's going to intimidate some people. It's going to intimidate a lot of people. You showing up is a threat to their security. And when I talk about their security, it's not like you're going to attack them. You're a threat to their ego. You're a threat to them. And they can't handle that. And so they want to talk about how many degrees they got and how you ain't got no fucking education. They want to talk about how much money they got and you ain't got no money. They want to talk about how nice their car is and how many bags they got and how big their place is and how you ain't got shit. Because they think that'll minimize your light. They think that dims your light. Because they're focused on superficial bullshit. They're focused on material shit that don't mean a fucking damn thing. We got to grow up. We have to grow the fuck up. Man, I hope and pray that I said something to encourage you, to inspire you, to even challenge your way of thinking. In order for you to let your light shine, you got to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to be exposed to the light. There is no light in religion. There is no light in politics. We got to grow up. We have to grow up. You could be in church all you want to and still be sitting there in your darkness. You could be in church all you want to and never grow up emotionally and spiritually. You could know the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. You could be the greatest preacher on the fucking planet and still not be exposed or connected to the light. And still not have any light. You could have 1 million followers on YouTube or TikTok and still be in the darkness. Just because you have a lot of people following don't mean that you're in the light. It don't mean that your light is shining. It don't mean that you have any light. Because if the truth is the truth, and it is, we have to understand the great majority of humanity ain't ready for the light. The great majority of humanity don't really want the light. They want darkness. They want the bullshit. If the truth be told. The great majority of humanity don't want to grow up, don't want to face their issues. They talk about it, but they don't want to do it. And so the truth is, the great majority of humanity isn't going to follow the light. They don't want to be around the light. Because to be around the light exposes them. To be around the light is going to make them feel uncomfortable. To be around the light is going to trigger them. To be around the light is going to offend them. That's why the religious people didn't like Jesus or Yahshua. Because his light was too much for them. They wanted to stay comfortable in their traditions. That's why the humanity chose Barabbas over Jesus. They chose a murderer over the light bearer. They chose a criminal over the beacon of light. They had a choice. And instead of choosing the light, they chose the criminal. They chose the person that was on their frequency. The person that wasn't going to expose them. The person that wasn't going to trigger them. The person that wasn't going to be a threat to their insecurities and their unresolved issues. Because they couldn't handle the light. See, because when a light comes on you, you got one or two choices. You could deal with your stuff and grow up. Or you can lie about it and hide from it. Now that the light is on and you don't want to deal with it, now comes the shame and the guilt. Now comes the guilty conscience because you've been exposed to the truth. But you don't want to accept the truth. It is what it is. Man, I love you guys. Thank you for rocking out with me. Happy healing.